Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining in the conversation about the transformation of mental health and what that means. On these posts, what we have been talking about from the lens of social work power as well is we've been using an article and different articles as we go forward to inform and to delve into the conversation about what it does mean to be powerful as a social worker. What are we owning in that process? What it does mean to transform mental health, and what does that mean from the lens of a social worker and from the lens of, of what the process is that we are in the throes of. All of this, the posts today, the ones that happen on Wednesdays, the social work power certificate course that happens on Fridays, all of this leading to a panel that where we're going to delve into this in a much more dynamic way as a group, having different speakers addressing different areas of what it means to transform mental health and what does it take. And so today we actually had an opportunity to complete the last article that we were using as the launch pad for this conversation. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to move to the next one in this series, which really is or begins to be about what it means, I think, to be a social worker. What is the essence of who it is that we are, and I think regrounding us in what that means. And so this is unveiling the strengths of social workers, and we're just going to start in this beginning section here. In a world marked by challenges and inequities, social workers stand as pillars of strength, compassion, and change. Armed with a unique blend of empathy, knowledge, and dedication, these professionals play a vital role in shaping societies, advocating for justice, and providing essential support to vulnerable individuals and communities. So, I want to just keep it here for right now. And in a lot of the conversations that we've been having with different social work practitioners, one of the themes that emerges is the getting back to the roots of what it means to be a social worker, and what it means to really be in a place of advocating for social justice and the facilitation of the empowerment of individuals to speak their own voice. And that there's a degree to which perhaps that we've really stepped away from the essence of Jane Addams and the core of what social work was essentially always about, and working with vulnerable populations and being where people were in their communities, so that we had a true lens by which we could advocate for justice with those communities. And so the question kind of still remains and is still lingering, in the ether about whether or not, about how far have we removed ourselves from the core values of what it means to be a social worker. What do we see as, as we continue to grow as a practice, and the legacy that we leave behind in terms of, who is coming up through the ranks and what is the value base for social workers coming up through the ranks, and it has the essence and the core of social work in advocating for justice, in providing the essential support for vulnerable populations. Has that somehow in the process gotten watered down a bit, or deprioritized? So I'd like to hear from you about your thoughts on this. And of course, it's not across the board, but thinking about the overall culture of where we are now, the current state of affairs of social work practice. as you take a view of things, again, there's over 700,000 social workers in the United States and counting, and yet there's also a shortage of social workers that are doing community-generated work. And so it's a question about what happened there and why that might be, and if there is a disconnect, and if there is, what that looks like. It seems to me that there is several steps have been taken away from what the core value of being a social worker has always been. And so I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. So, post, comment, let me know, be in the conversation with us. And of course, we look forward to hearing from you and seeing you again very, very, very soon.